Hey pickers, Carla here, and today we're going to talk about strumming. I've got 5 fantastic strum patterns for you to try. Let's get started. I have been teaching since 1990, and I've taught a lot of people, and I get the same questions quite frequently. So I'm going to answer a lot of the questions about strumming today that I get from people all the time. I'm going to demonstrate these strums, each one of them, just using a big G chord, all right? 2nd finger, 6th string, 3rd fret. 1st finger, 2nd fret on the 5th string, and then open, 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 and then 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the 1st string, G chord. All right, if your hand won't stretch that far yet, then you can make a tiny G chord that is just the 3rd finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. But if you do that, that means you're only going to strum strings 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, tiny G chord. So you have to be a little more accurate with your pick if you're doing the G that way, tiny G. Let's assume that the songs you want to do, for now, are all in 4/4, meaning they go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all 5 strums I'm going to show you today are all in 4/4. 4 beats in a measure. What's a measure? A measure is a group of beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another measure. So all of these strums are going to be in 4/4. To contrast, a song could be in 3/4, meaning 3 beats in a measure. If the song were in 3/4, it would go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You may recognize that as waltz time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But we're not going to do any of those in this video. We're just going to do everything in 4, because that's the majority of songs that you will learn. Most of them will be in 4, especially if you're doing rock, pop, folk. Most of it will be in 4. So let's get started. G chord in place, either the big one or the little one. And what we're going to do is all down strums. So it's going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the most basic strum you're ever going to hear. A strum on every beat. Now, where could we use this? Actually, if you were to learn the song by Poison, I'm going to use different chords now. Every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn, just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. So there is a use for the super basic quarter note strum where you just hit 1 downstroke every beat. But let's fancy it up a little bit. Let's say we want to make it a little more interesting. Back to our G chord. We'll put an upstroke on it. You know, what goes down must come up. That's the law of physics on the guitar. If your hand is going towards the floor, it has to come back up in order to go back down. So if it's coming back up anyway, why not let it hit a few strings? So we'll go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And on the up, now on the down we're hitting all the strings for this G chord. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're hitting them all in one swoop. On the up, it's just sort of a flick, and we're just going to hit 1st and 2nd string, maybe the 3rd string, just a little flick. We don't want to do this. that's a little much. So it's down, flick, down, flick, down, flick, down, flick. And we count that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Because if we said 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, that's too much of a mouthful. So we just say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're playing on every beat and every half beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can also think of it as chicky, 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 chicky. Alright, now where will we use this? Works really well for rock songs. So let's try it with Proud Mary. Big wheel keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. Pretty hip, right? How about a little Beatles? I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand. Alright, so that's 8th note strums. You can have a lot of fun just with that. You can go really far with just down, 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 the first thing I did. And you could go even further with down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, let's take 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and do them all down. So go back to our G chord, our default place, and we're gonna go all downs. And I'm not hitting all 6, I'm just hitting like 6, 5, and 4. And if you want to, you can add a little mute by resting your right hand lightly on the strings. See, I'm very lightly on the strings. Not pushing, just landing there. And it's right on top of the bridge here. It's way back here. It's not here. Won't sound good here. It's way back here where I'm actually kind of, my hand's sort of on top of these string pegs. You get a nice muted sound there. If you're getting, there's no note there, right? All you're hearing is just the sound of the pick hitting the strings, but you're not actually hearing the note. So if you're getting that, move your hand this way until you get some note. This is another great rock rhythm. For those of you who remember this hit from the 80s, Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. Got my first real 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69. Me and some boys from school got a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Jody got married. Should've known we'd never get far. Let me do one more song with an example of down, 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 down. Alright, I had to face facts. I can't see a thing without my glasses. Guess this means you're sorry, standing at my door. Guess this means you take back all you said before. Like how much you wanted anyone but me. Said you never come back, but here you are again. Alright, so we get the idea on that song. Next, we're going to skip one of the ands, and it's going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Alright? So it's going to go like this, back to our G chord. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So the hand comes back up, or we're going to miss. So you can think of it that way. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, skip, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, skip, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, skip, down, up, down, up, down, up. You can also think of it as boom, chicky, 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 boom, chicky, 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 boom, chicky, chicky, chicky. Okay, what will we use this for? Well, remember this gem. I love this song. Hey Soul Sister. If you speed it up a little bit, you get this. Soul sister. And it's also really good for the chorus on the song Rhythm of Love. We may only have tonight till the morning sun. Mine, all mine. Play the music loud. Sway to the rhythm of love. This next is pattern number 4. Super, super popular strum. It can be used for so many songs. In fact, for those of you who are dancers, you may know if you just don't know which dance to choose, 80% of the time you could do the cha-cha. Well, same thing with strumming. If you don't know what strum to do, 80% of the time you can do this next strum. This strum is referred to by a number of nicknames. Ukulele players call it the island strum. And I call it the go away banana strum because it sounds like that. Going to our G chord, it sounds like this. Now, let me break it down for you. If the banana thing is confusing, just forget I ever said it. And think of it as down, down, up, down, up. So we can break that in half. The first half is down, down, up, down, down, up. And then the second half is up, down, up. Let's do that nice and slow. Down, down, up, down, up. 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 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. Go away, banana, go away, banana. I like bananas, but it's just what it sounds like. Go away, banana. So, this is so useful. Here are a few songs that go really well with this pattern. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. And that's not all. With this strum, you also get this great song. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy. Classic! If you play in bars or restaurants, I can almost guarantee you're going to be asked to play this song. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. And the final pattern is what I call fruit cup banana. These are such tasty patterns, aren't they? Now we can count it out. Back to our G chord. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and super useful. Like it for Riptide. So there you have it. 5 fantastic strum patterns. One of which you can do 2 ways. The down, up, down, up, down, up, or down, 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 the 8 notes. So really, 6 fantastic strum patterns. So try them out. If you have any questions, please leave them below and I'll do my very best to answer them. Thanks for listening and happy picking.